So here we are. We finished the times table square and we're now going on to a set of new topics. To help us get our heads around that new topic, we're going to need a new revision aid that we're going to use. So we're going to start that off now, because quite a lot of how we're going to start that off is using prior knowledge. And I'm not going to apologize for the fact that we're going to go over things again, because the one thing with Excel is that you will use the same tools time and time again. And the more we use them, the more familiar you'll become with them. So to get started, we're going to click on the start. We're going to find Excel, start Excel. We're going to choose a blank workbook and I'm going to maximize that. And all I did to maximize it, in case you're not aware of what I did, I can click on the square there that will maximize, but I can equally just click on the top border of Excel and that will maximize as well. Now the first thing I know I'm going to need is a worksheet that actually is my introduction. Now this introduction we're not going to use at the moment, but we will do later on just to finalize everything. So I'm just going to call this introduction. There's no way you'd know that. Obviously I know that because I know where we're going, but you wouldn't know that, but that's fine. Just stick with us on there. We're going to need another worksheet, so I'm going to click plus. Now we're going to develop a game, and that game is going to have two players, a blue player and a green player. We're going to work with just one of those players at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on here and I'm going to put blue setup. And I'm not going to do anything else. I'm not going to introduce any new sheets at the moment. The most important thing I need to do now is start to set up this sheet here, but only very basically. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click and select the whole sheet. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to alter the width of the columns to 50. And I'm going to do what we've done several times before and make these, alter the height of the rows as well, so we get squares. Remember, I can do 50 because it stands out on my screen quite nicely. If your resolution is lower, then just lower that value to 40 or 30 to get the same effect. You want everything to be in one area. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select a range of cells, and I want an 11 by 11 grid. So I've got that there. I'm then going to click on the border tool and I'm going to select all borders. So I've got that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this top corner, and as we've done before, I'm just going to get rid of the two lines. Now I could do that by simply choosing left and top, but it's probably quicker for me to click on more borders and just click on the two lines I don't want and click OK. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this cell here and I'm going to put a capital A in there, and then I want to get that formatted, so I'm going to make it bold, center vertically, and then increase the font size to something that I think works. And I think that works. Actually, let's take it up to 20. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put B and then C and then D, E, F, G, H, I and J. I'm then going to take this, I'm going to take the bottom corner, pull that across, but obviously I'm not going to fill series because I've just put all the letters in. But what I can do is release the right hand mouse button, fill formatting only, and then that applies the formatting across the whole lot. Then what I'm going to do is push 1. I'm going to take this one here, choose the format painter and apply that to that one. Then right click on the bottom right hand corner, pull down and then select fill series. And that's what I need to do at this stage for this particular sheet. In fact, we're going to do a lot more to that sheet, but before we do, I need to copy this sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on the bottom here, and I'm going to choose move or copy. I'm going to click on there. Remember, this is the context menu, so it's all related to the worksheets. And I'm going to move this to the end of the sheet. But if I just click OK now, it will simply move it, and since it's at the end, nothing will change. I want to create a copy. I'm going to click OK. Now I've got blue dash setup, and Excel doesn't know what it should be called, so they've just put a 2 there. That's fine. All I'm going to do is I'm going to double click, go to the end of there, delete the word all the way up to the word setup, take the word setup out and replace that with the word play. I had caps lock locked, so let's put play properly. So I've got my 3 worksheets that I want. Okay, the blue one, blue play, we can now leave alone. I'm now going to go back to here, and what I'm now going to do is I'm going to choose the whole worksheet, and I'm going to fill it, so bucket fill all black. I know this was a 11 by 11 grid, so I can choose cell B and just keep going down till it says 11 by 11 in the named range box, let go, and then choose white. I don't want this box to appear, so that certainly can be black. And these ones, because this is the blue player, I'm going to colour these this light blue. Same thing with these, then they stand out a little bit better. The next thing I'm going to want to do is choose a point over here, and I'm going to take this all the way down to 8 and then go across to the new AA. I'm going to choose that blue again. I'm going to do the same thing here and choose that blue again. Now what I'm going to do here is put some words in. I'm going to put some abbreviations in. So QTY, again, we're used to putting data in. SQ, this one's going to be a full term. Craft type 1, 2, 3, 4. So just going back 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to the 5th, type in code. Go to the next one, type in used. Now this one is quite useful. I'm going to choose these 4 here, and using the border tool, choose all borders. And I'm going to fill these with this light colour here. These here I'm going to select, so remember, click, hold the mouse button down, drag over. I'm going to make them all bold, and I'm going to center them horizontally, center them vertically. Don't worry about this craft type being cut off, that's not a problem. And then the only thing I'm going to do now is change the font size to 14. Now what I'm going to do here, we're going to have some long words here. So first thing I'm going to do here, just to fill out the other details, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now again, I can grab this bottom right hand corner, click, drag down, and just tell it to fill formatting only. This is the reverse of that, 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, pull that down, fill formatting only. Here I'm just going to put S, capital D, capital B, capital A, and again grab, pull down, formatting only. And here I'm going to put the words, and this is going to give you a clue of what we're working on. Sub destroyer, battleship, aircraft carrier. Again, drag that downwards, fill format. Now I could have typed all that in and just simply selected these group and just fill formatted the whole lot in one go. Well, now we've got a destroyer, a tooling ship, and an aft carrier. But that's fine because of what we're going to do next. What we're going to do now is, if you remember, I left 4 squares. We're going to select the 4 squares for sub, choose merge and center, and then just simply tell it to be aligned right. We're going to do that for destroyer, select all 4, merge and center, align right. Again for battleship, select the 4, merge, align right. Click and choose the 4. It doesn't matter which direction you go in, by the way. If I went that direction, merge, align right. And then same thing here, merge, align right. So we've almost got to where we want to be. The only other thing I want to do is here, I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to merge and center, and I'm going to type in the word messages. Obviously I want this to be centered, which it already is, but also vertically centered. I want this to be bold, and I'm going to increase the font size until it's nice and large. Let's go to 20. I'm going to do the same thing here, select them all, merge and center. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill them with this cream color. I'm going to do exactly the same thing, select them all, merge them, fill them with the cream color. Now select this top one and just simply tell it to have the bottom border. Okay, so now what we've got is everything in place that we want when we want to move forward, and clearly we're going to be creating the game Battleships. If you're not familiar with this, this is where you will decide. You'll put some codes down here, the S, D, B and A. You'll hide your naval vehicles here, and then your opponent will do the same, and you'll take shots at each other and see if you can sink the entire naval fleet of the opposing player. We've got everything we want. All we've got to do now is save this. So let's go to File, Save or Save As. Remember, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go to Save As. I'm going to save it to Excel Lessons, which is where I've been saving everything. And I'm going to call this Battleships. And just click Save or press Enter. It doesn't matter. They lead to the same thing. It's called Battleships. Again, mine's gone to autosave. So I'm going to switch that off, just in case you haven't got that in place. And that's everything I need for this point in time. In the next lesson, we're going to start looking at some of the other functions, the ones that we're going to then use in this system. So in the next video, we're going to be looking at the if function. So see you in the next video.